Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. This morning we just moved the mob onto a frosted piece of grass. It was down the teens, low 20s this morning. It's cold out here. Ponds froze over, creeks are froze over. If you had any water setting out last night, it's not water this morning, it's ice. But these cattle just got moved. That's Grandma right there, the old cow. She's 21 years old. I was going to show you how do you know if your cows are doing well on grass? In other words, is there enough protein in that winter grass right there that they can survive on that without having to feed them some kind of energy or protein supplement? And there's a really good way to tell. Well, you can send it off to a lab. You can cut your forage and send it off to a forage lab, and they can tell you if it's below 7% protein, your animals are going to start losing weight. There's another way to tell. Look at this. That is a beautiful manure pad. So it's telling you that cow is getting enough protein and energy from the grass. She's breaking it down really nice. The microbes in her rumen. It's got a double pond on it. It looks like something you'd see in the middle of the summer. Beautiful. And if you look across here, there's not hardly anything. Well, they're all, an inch and a half tall or so. There's another one. That one doesn't have the pond in it. That's out of a young calf. I saw one. I just pulled the mineral feed in. There's another nice one. We just got back from Texas. Isaac and I were on a consulting trip out there. And we were in Bermuda grass, Bahia grass country. And that grass was pretty much brown. The Bahia had a little bit of green left in it. But you didn't see any manure paths that looked like this. I mean, that is absolutely gorgeous. My goodness. Oh. I almost get the warm fuzzies looking at that one. That's just beautiful. You couldn't draw a better picture of a manure path than that one. And that's on winter stockpiled forage. Now we've got some hay over there. There's 6 bales. We're not going to unroll any this morning. There's enough forage in here for them for this morning until tonight. Tonight we'll move them. We'll give them 1 bale. There's 320 head in here. But we do unroll it. And we had half a tote of that vinegar left that we tried this summer. And really didn't see much results with it. And so I'm just trying to use it up. It's in that bunk over there. It's got some sea salt in there with some vinegar. I'm just going to use it up. I don't want to let it just freeze solid in my tote at the house, so we're gonna feed that up. But this Kentucky 31, folks. Boy, after being around Bermuda grass and Bahia, and then I come over, get back home and look at our grass, we still got green in here. And we're a whole lot colder than Texas, and we still got clover. Part of it is our soil health. I mean, we have been mob grazing this farm since 2002. So it's had a lot of animal impact. There's a lot of diversity in here. And these bare spots you see right there, that's where the clover took over. It actually killed out the fescue in that spot. It's cold, and the cows are just absolutely going after this. This will be the last time we graze this farm this winter. But look at the condition on these cattle. I mean, they're fat. And folks, these cattle still have calves sucking on them. We don't wean the calves. Let the cows do it. And the cows are maintaining good condition. Part of that is the size of them. They're 900 to 1,000 pounds. They're not 1,400 pounds. And they can make a living for you out here on this fescue. So let's just say I had to feed a full feeding here on this many cattle. You'd be looking at 4 bales in the morning and 4 at night. That's 8 bales at $50 a bale delivered. That's $400 I kept in my pocket this morning for today. 400 bucks. Well, let's take out 50. I'm gonna feed one tonight. So that's $350. Now multiply that times 30. 30 days in a month. You're approaching $12,000 in feed cost that we don't have. I mean, look at that guy right there. Does he look like he's hurting for any groceries? Man, what a bull. That's one of the macho bulls. He's going to be one we're going to use this July, and he's going to be for sale. Watch for him. He's going to be a good one. But we've got a bunch of them in here. Anyway, the sun's coming up. It's starting to take the frost off the grass. And yeah, we're just really fortunate that we have the cool season grasses here, the fescue, and you know, that's the main one. I mean, we've got orchard grass, but orchard grass doesn't stockpile very well. Once it gets a really hard freeze on it, it does turn brown and it just kind of falls onto the ground. The fescue is a different deal. It's a whole different deal. It can take cold weather. So as bad as it is, with the endophyte and the toxin and all that in it, we just went a different direction. We keep the animals that can make it on fescue and we get rid of the ones that can't. We don't go out and spray our farm with glyphosate to plant this new, improved, novel endophyte that costs a fortune to plant. And then in 5 years it dies, or this other fescue comes in, the Kentucky 31, and it pushes it right back out. And now you're right back to square one. You got to spray your farm again. You got to put out more seed. Pray you get a stand. Pray for rain. And if you don't, now you're down to nothing because you killed all your grass with the glyphosate. Golly, who's making the money on that little deal? It's not the farmer. Absolutely not the farmer. I know who's making the money on this operation, and it's ourselves. That's where it should be going to. Keep your money in your pocket. Use the forage on your farm. Get the right kind of cattle out there, and you're good to go, you know. Can't be feeding elephants in the wintertime on stockpile. They're going to get thin on you. If you've got thin animals, folks, going into the fall, and they haven't done well, whatever, they got parasites, or they're just poor doers, they're old, don't keep them. Don't keep them thinking they're going to get better. You need to sell them right then. And people say, well, Greg, the price is down. Well, if you keep them through the winter and you feed them, you're going to have more money in them, and some of them are going to die. They're not going to make it through the winter. And now you've taken a cash asset, which is the cull cow, and you turned it into coyote food. So you need to get rid of those things. Just sell them. Don't take them through the winter. And it leaves more good forage for your better cows. You know, everybody gets more groceries. Instead of feeding a cow that's thin going into the winter, she's not magically going to get fat. She's going to continue to drop weight. And you know, you need to do that before the cold weather. Preferably, you know, if most people wean, that would be a great time to do it. When you wean the calves, get those old thin girls out of there, because they're just not going to make you any money. But boy, I tell you what, after being in Texas for a few days, it's a little chillier here. I didn't hear you, Isaac. What'd you say?
Being in Texas sure makes you appreciate fescue.
Yeah, I was just commenting that. So David, you had to take care of the farm where Isaac and I were gone. You seemed like you did a pretty good job.
It was a blast. It was really fun last night moving the cows. It was it only took 2 minutes for the video. I mean, it took just to roll up the wire and move them. It was slick and fast.
You mean you didn't go get a bunch of cowboys with dogs and horses?
No.
No?
No, I didn't need to do any of that stuff. It was fun. half the video was just me fooling around with my phone.
Well, then after you moved them, you kind of, you were saying you spent some time with them.
That's right. I stayed out there in the pasture and just, I sat down with the cows. They kind of nuzzled around me. One of them, 084, she came up, sniffed me, and then she licked my face.
She licked you on the face with her tongue?
Yep, with her tongue.
Oh, wow.
It was kind of funny.
Well, you know what that's saying is she's accepted you as a cow.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt accepted.
Yep.
They were,
That's cool.
yeah,
You like them to be that tame and feel that comfortable around you that they lick you on the face.
that's right.
Because other cows, that's what they do to other cows. They go up and they lick them on the face, and that's a how you doing and welcome to the herd kind of thing.
Yeah.
This morning's a perfect example. We got here, it's probably 8 o'clock.
Yep.
It's 8:25 and we're done with cattle chores.
Yeah, it didn't take us 2 hours, did
No,
it?
it doesn't. And I mean, all it was is rolling up a wire and moving a mineral.
And that's the concern people have. We heard some of those concerns in Texas from some of the people that were working on the ranches. Well, wait a minute, you put all these cows together, how in the world are you going to move them? I mean, that's an all-day deal. It's not an all-day deal. It's a 30-minute deal.
Once you get the right setup,
Yep.
the right infrastructure in, they move themselves pretty much as long as you get the wire out of the way for them.
What do y'all think about the condition on that cow right there?
She's doing good for this time of year. Almost end of December. It's hard to find a cow in here that's limited and struggling. There's a couple. There's maybe two that I can think of.
She's got a calf still sucking
Yeah,
on her.
and she's got one in her belly growing.
So that's a 3-in-1 package, folks. We're in the best business in the world. We got a cow there that's building a calf. She's got one on the ground sucking on her, and she's putting on weight for the winter. And if something happens, we can sell her, or you could even eat her.
And
You wouldn't want to eat her with her pregnant, but
Yeah.
I mean, once she had her calf, you could eat her.
At the same time too, we're healing the soil. We're growing more grass for next year. Just by every step she makes, every pile she drops.
Yep.
It's only improving it.
I was just looking at the poop piles over there, the manure pats, and how they're stacked up just perfectly.
They look good.
About 1.5 inches, 2 inches, versus the stuff we saw on the Bermuda Bahia. It was stacked up, 4, 5, 6 inches tall, and it had a real dark color to it. That's telling you that the cows aren't digesting that grass very well.
You can see what they're getting. They're getting the perfect mix of the dried, old fescue that's more lignified, and then they're getting right in the same bite. They're getting the green, very nutrient dense fescue. It's almost freeze dried.
Yep.
Freeze dried right in that state of.
They're actually getting a little candy right there.
Little bit of clover. Yeah.
Some green clover.
Yep.
So that's pretty good winter feed.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't hardly do much better than that. As that Mr. Bull's telling us, like, yeah, this is pretty good stuff. God, he is fat.
He is.
You like to see animals in that condition when you're
Well, he's breeding. He's
Yeah.
breeding cows.
going into January.
This is about the size of bull you want. And they're so quiet. Comparison. Here's one right here. This is what we're looking for. I'm 5'10".
He's a little over your waist high.
He can grow a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh, he will grow more. Yeah.
Trying to find one of the big bulls. Oh, there's one over there. But he won't go over 1,100 pounds.
Right.
Mature, 1,200 pounds, and he's low to the ground. Real big
Right.
barrel gut. There's another one up there.
Yeah.
They're built to make it on grass. There's another bull right there.
Yeah.
They're all in really good condition.
They don't have a ton of leg on them.
No.
Walk up beside that bull up there.
Yeah.
He is a beaut. This would be a good example how tall. Because people say, well, you can't tell how tall we are, Greg, until they come and look at them. Look at this guy right here.
He's one of the better bulls.
Yeah.
Was that 921?
Yeah. Well, he's not going to let you walk beside him. He's probably about a 48, 49 inch, so that'd be a frame score of 2. My gosh, he's a body condition score of 7. He's just really packing some good weight.
Here we can show the size of the cows in these because we can.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just a little bit below your chest.
And she's about, what would you say, about 1,000 pounds.
Yep.
She's not one of the best looking cows in here, but she's about the right size.
Yep. She's definitely the tamest.
Yeah. One of these days I'm gonna try to ride her.
Folks, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. My fingers are about to freeze. I don't have my gloves on. It's cold out here. If everyone new to the channel, hit that subscribe button all out, and we'll see you down the road.